Oh, it was out. The one came so I came out. I thought the tool rest missing. Yeah, it's a 9 inch and a 12 inch. There was a stuff around that trade. I didn't see the basket for the lathe. I thought were in it. No, it's so it's hard to walk. See outside. Like this. Yeah. Oh, there. Sorry. It's not work. Oh, yeah, I have a song. Yeah. Thanks. I'll try to keep them together in there. I'll try to keep them together in there. So,
Last call for tickets. If you need it, if you want to get a ticket, now's the time.
something else? It's a little bit. You're just throwing here. Shot so lots. There. Three. So. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's just when I heard you once or twice, and it was like kind of good, but whatever. Something to relax.
Yeah, we got plenty of tools over there for sale. They're all gone already? Not to me. There was a couple of things over here. These were freebies, weren't they, Jerry? For giveaways?
Put some weight on that too. Yes. Lamp on top of it. It's in weight on top of the blank. Or it's just full of play.
And
Bro. That empty box from a Benjamin Best Tools and so forth. Yeah. Anybody else wants that box? Thank you, John.
Yep.
I've got a lathe for sale.
all right,
I use it for
go ahead.
summer.
You want to talk now?
Yeah, I can.
Say it a little louder anyway.
Yeah. Okay, if
We have the same thing where I forget. It's just keep the burning shyness. Yes, it's right on. You didn't see papers a lot. But it kind of helps on the inside, like a bowls, get rid of the ripples if you got a backer in there.
Right.
If you're sanding money, it'll get done. You don't see your face at it's scary. Yeah, off and on, it's right. I kind of prefer the inside, so it didn't. But sometimes I was
Right.
so consider it.
True.
okay, if anyone's interested in a lathe, my 16-inch Nova is for sale, and I've lowered the price to $500. So that's full variable speed, reversible. It's got everything on it. Nova 3000. That's in great shape. So I've got the bigger Nova now.
Team by roughly
44.
40.
So it's 97 or 890
The motor and controller when you have.
controllers. And, yeah.
All right.
It's hard cars, but
All right. Let's get some raffle tickets. Everybody's got the raffle tickets in. So we'll go ahead and Start picking through this. All right. We got quite a lot of good stuff up here tonight. So, first number up. What do I do with my numbers? See there. All right. Your first number is 091.
Bingo. Time.
I honestly did not see that leave the table because I set it down, looked up, and he's over there with it.
No. I should have bought one when Crowbar was buying them for $20 or whatever.
Yeah. All right, 058.
What kind is this right here?
Jerry. Well, two pieces go together.
And get to make a wings. Yep.
Yep, that's what they're for.
The top. Couple of tops. Whatever.
Yeah. All right, 086. And that one is mine. Craft paper. I'll use some of that.
I had one that year and I didn't need it. I got 30.
I kind of remember getting that. All right.
Right.
059. Oh, you got the lucky streak tonight.
Got all kinds of pin kits and pin parts in here, and I don't know what all's in here. That was some leftover stuff from John Gray. He passed away a few years ago, and his one of his kids had Norm cut kit me bring it for it.
All right.
Oh, I just can't remember.
Huh? I'll fix them. You probably wiggled the stand. It's looking at the back of your head anyway. 093.
90.
Oh, we got one here.
Beginner's luck.
Anything?
No, I got table. There's a magnetic tray, and there's whatever.
That oak log. We had all these boards. Little stack of walnut. It's like the price is right. Everybody started yelling at it.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Go around for like, if I don't think I know that's yes. This walnut is dry. This is not. Yeah. Well, better. Okay, drink it. Okay, well, there you go.
There you go. All right. All right. Next ticket. 079.
Cool.
All right. No fighting here.
Go pick it out.
Walnut dry.
We have a box of spalted maple.
Since he took my last.
We'll attach to your leg unless you have a strange leg or something. Oh.
The aluminum lathe.
Yeah.
055.
Yeah. He took the other.
055. Which wood?
Round and square.
The walnut chunks? This one? Yeah. No, that's a good chunk of walnut there. That is pretty. It's got some nice reds in it. I kind of stretched off the leg here. That's all right. And it is 067.
Yeah. This whole box of stuff.
Yep. It's all spalted maple.
You can stabilize it or use it as it is, whatever.
074.
Turn those things to dry.
Spectre Pilot Pin Blanks. They turn out pretty.
Yeah, really, really pretty neat.
Taking that.
Troy.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. 075. You got it again.
Yeah. Told me that.
It's moving up there again? No.
It could change his mind if you like.
No.
I am shuffling these up and mixing them in here.
That's fine. Those are. But the two man, you know,
Like,
small problem.
All right. Let's go for a different range of numbers instead of Lori winning on everything. 087. Well, it's whoever after got after me, and I think that was you, Jerry, wasn't it?
I'm fine.
90? All right, 087.
What?
087. Got Spectrafly, some dental picks, and safety glasses.
Some color. Yeah. That's not painting that.
I got some that's unscrewed too.
Oh, that's better.
Yeah.
You probably will.
All right. 069. I am shuffling these around.
Okay.
069.
It's a balance. That's it.
see, I'm not.
All right. Spectrafly is the last one up there. 063.
Wow.
All right, let me.
Heard the stuff Bob brought in. Pretty cool. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right, let me get the cameras rolling here, and we'll get going here and get Jerry wired up. Make sure everything is looking pretty, so Jerry gets on the internet again. For those of you that don't know that are new, Jerry is our resident internet famous person, mainly because of his hands.
That's the hand I won't reach it for me if I fall off the building.
Yeah, he did a skinny bowl a few years back, and I cut out like 15 seconds of him cutting the bowl, and you can see the light showing up as it cuts. And I thought that was cool, and the internet would like that. But no, they were basically saying, look at those gnarled fingers. Just how worn his fingers are.
I got to stop back here. I should have brought it forward.
Yeah, do you want that stump? I can go grab it.
I'll be fine.
Are you sure?
Yes. I'll just put one foot on top of the other and I'll be a foot taller.
All right, here you go. So put this thing in your pocket.
Oh, yeah.
Drop it in there. Just don't go to the bathroom with it on again. Let's take it here real quick.
Okay. Yeah, I thought I had a flap here. Oh, well. It's another different smock.
We'll skip it.
There you go. Some of those might be for the pin mandrel. I'm not sure what they're for. Yeah. Number 2, or there might have been some number 1s in there as well. I'm not certain I don't know what else in there. Okay. Savage.
Yeah. All right, Jerry Rhoads.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jerry Rhoads. That's how I can tell.
on my smock. I start with a chunk of wood about 5 1/4 or so, at least 5 1/8, by at least 2 1/4 or 2 3/8, so I can put a tenon on it. You can use narrower wood if you want to use a recess, or if you just want to make it shorten. Start on a worm drive, and I only got about a 5/8 hole in here, deep hole in here, and so I use a spacer to put me about 1/2 inch in there. So I'll mount that. Maybe not. Do we have our lock in the box with the that long box over there? In with that, the white box. Oh, that'll do. That'll do. It's supposed to be in that box. On the jet lathe, as well as when I had a Powermatic lathe, I drilled a hole through the back of this where it hold the lock, so you don't have to try to hold it with one hand and do whatever you're doing with the other hand. So I drilled a little hole through there. There it goes. And I stick that little bar through there. Then I can tighten this on up. This is a piece of ash, probably at least 2 3/8 by 5 1/4 or so. I'll use that later. Bring up my tailstock with a live center in it. This happens to be a live steb center by Sorby. There are generic ones out there that are less than half the price of the Sorby, but at the time I got it, Sorby was the only one doing it. Then Penn State copied it, and as well as other people eventually. Rotate it by hand, make sure it's not going to hit the tool rest. Put your face shield on. Yeah, but I'll use the clubs. It's here for that. I'll start left turn it. Give it at least round. I may not get it down to finished size. Turn my speed up. Waves. Using a bow gouge. This is a 5/8 inch bow gouge. Or whatever Henry Taylor called it, because they go by the flute size in millimeters. I want to form the tenon on this bottom side, which is currently on the top. That's the tool I usually reach for this. I'm using Vic Mark dovetail jaws. I'm using Vic Mark chuck, so I want to taper that in a little bit. That's all I want to do to that at this time. I'll turn it around. Oh, shit. I mean,
The sensor.
someplace in there, we've got some millimeter Allen wrenches, a box of them. I need the 6 millimeter. Excuse me. That's why Harold gave us those. Because Jerry forgets everything. Some are standard and some are millimeters.
Metrics.
Most of my smocks are short sleeve. I don't like long sleeve, but it was one of the cleanest ones I had, so I grabbed it. And I use the long sleeve if I'm turning Coco Bolo, or that's too small.
6.
Well, it's not.
That's not 6.
No,
It says 6,
well, it's not.
isn't it?
Okay, I need an 8. That's right, 8. And the big ones are 10s. I'm sorry, I was thinking 6 and 8, but they're 8s and 10s. I am sorry, John.
Horrible surgeon, Jerry.
No wonder my knees are messed up. What was that, Larry?
Here's the thing your problem is.
What?
Phil did.
Yeah, that's one of my hearing aids, so I don't have my hearing aids in. $300. That's afraid that's going to cost me. It's $3,000. The insurance paid for them all together at first, but they don't like to pay for lost items. Broken, I smashed that into all kinds of pieces. Stepped on the damn thing. Huh? I don't know. I didn't really check, but somebody told me that way. One time, a kid lost his glasses on a church outing, and she said, "If that had just got broken instead of lost," because she didn't have insurance for it, for eyes at the time. Leave that there. I'll chew this up a little bit, and I'll turn it down if it's not down to 5 to 5 and an eighth.
So will this video be on? This should be going up right now. I'll leave that there. Well, hoping it's the last one you cut off in the middle of sky. The hide in the two. This is on the YouTube channel.
Now, does it tell you if anybody's online looking at it while it's going live? Peggy Stasky used to watch it sometimes when it was on Facebook or something. Sometimes. So that's pretty much it. I've got about 2 and an eighth. So I'll make it just slightly smaller. And chew up this face, or just chew up this face, and it'll be good enough.
What thing are you on right now? Fly tree.
Can we leave that before Preston Torres? It's a big canvas. 2 inches. Okay.
Where do you buy the glass pieces of the camel sits in?
Diane ordered online some time or another. I used to get them at Michael's or Hobby Lobby, but couldn't find any, and she found some online, and they work pretty good. For votive candle. Oh, I don't know, but they're for votive candles. Uh, at first, I was just using the candle itself. The wood won't catch on fire if you light a candle in there. But I had a customer who wanted them oversized because of a local lady making candles, votive candles that were larger than what that was. And so I fixed that up for him. And then I thought, well, I'll just get some inserts and then the same hole will fit either way. So you want them to fit her candles? Let me keep that piece of glass. Okay, then I mark down about 3/8 of an inch. And I'll taper the top down to that point. And I got 3/8 of an inch. Production turning, we don't use the tape measures very much. That's good enough, close enough. And I'll taper that down, and then I'll start shaping my outside back. Can't get this thing where I want it. I better regift it. Now this is face grain turning on this particular piece. That's what mine always are. It takes the paints and the stuff a lot better than the ingrain does. Sands up better. Turn off the lathe. Wait for it to stop. Open your mouth. Trim up your tool rest on the end a little bit. And my chucks, you'll have to excuse me. I haven't cleaned them up for a long time. But usually I can take something that looks this ugly and put it down in a pail with something acetone, and it'll clean up real good. And I can take it apart and it'll be clean inside and oil them up and check them out real good. I'm going to switch to a little bit smaller gouge. 1/2 inch. Give me a little catch there so everybody knows what's going on and wake them up. Now with this round shape, I want to give it a little bit of lift. I've got a small curved tool rest that I like to use for this on the outside. I don't use curved tool rest for the inside. Home bowls or whatever. Of course, you wouldn't on this. Maybe a little bit smaller. Then I moved to the rest out of the way. Sand it down. All the way to 600. Don't need this anymore. What? Need some more crowbar. Need some more crowbar juice on this. I used to, when we first got this thing, Greg Cozad, former members Greg Cozad and Bob Weeks the third, used to tease me a lot about polishing up every time. But you got to keep them clean. But unless you're using some wet wood or something, they stay pretty clean. The dry dust will clean it up pretty good. Okay, so I removed that. Damn jet. I mean, then how much you got left? Yeah, more than I thought. Then I turned my lathe speed down to 680, 842, whatever. Bring this up. This is an 1 7/8. The top of these things are tapered a little bit, and the top is a little bit more than that. But if I go with the 1 7/8 and then shave off a little bit on the inside, it works pretty well.
Where do you find those old plastic?
Diane bought them for me online someplace, and I don't remember where. I used to get them at well, I even got them at Walmart once upon a time. But Hobby Lobby and Michael's used to carry them, and they may again, but they didn't have them when I was needing some in a bad way. Okay, you don't want to go 680? Oh, 672. That works. Stop. Lockdown. Ding dong. Okay, already. Turn this back around where your set screw goes in there. Put your drill on the end and crank this slow thing back. Now I'll lock that down and try again. It only happens in demos, right? Now I'm going to want this about 7/8 of an inch deep total. I'll stop short of that so I can cut some of the bottom off and not leave such a big hole in the center. I am used to working on a stronger lathe. Turn that down a little bit. That'll probably get me at roughly 3/4. So I got 3/4 or so. Blow that out with the air compressor. Ooh. Maybe I used 1 3/4 and turned it. Maybe it won't need trimming. Flat nose scraper works really good for this. This will work pretty good too.
You want it over?
Turn your speed back up. So it's pretty good, but I don't like how the inside looks a little. A flat note, a square, easy wood tool also works of any size. Yeah, I gotta go down to start using an 1 3/4. Wonder if these are different than the ones I had been using. Could be. If somebody takes that insert out, you want them to see something, so maybe give a few grooves. Or if you wanted to, you could use a knurling tool of some sort, Wagner texturing tool or whatever. But that works pretty good. I like them to stick out some. Maybe I could have gone slightly deeper. Then from there, I send it to final. Actually, I do this. I showed sanding a while ago, but I actually do that after, in case this hole is kind of boogered up a little bit. And then if I have to, then I'll take a 30-second off of it or whatever with the sandpaper or a little bit. So then I sand it all the way down to 600. I don't use. I am bleeding. Is that one from earlier today? Sand that all the way down, and then I use some 2-pound cut shellac on here. You could use sanding sealer as well. It's just a sealer. I put the sealer on here, on the face and on the back. On the face, I'll sand off right away before I use my spray paint, my metallic spray paint. On this back, I'll leave it on there. If I'm using sanding sealer, I usually give it 2 coats. And then after I spray and after I'm done painting altogether, I will sand that back down and put my finish on. So I get to that point and do whatever I just said. Then I've got a flat piece of cardboard that I slide down that fits over here, in between here, because this probably be stationary, but it hole is big enough that it can spin very slowly if that's what I want to do. And then I use my metallic spray and I spray paint that. And I don't care whether or not it gets on the inside, but I use metallic paints, copper, silver, and gold mostly. I did have some bronze at one time, and that works pretty good for what we're doing. Then I'll paint something. This part I don't do. And all of a sudden, I turned something wrong because that ash suddenly became a piece of elm with some metallic color on it already. Oh, don't, not quite.
Turned into a cooking show.
What's that?
Turned into a cooking show.
You take it right back out of the oven, 20 seconds in the oven. Then I have a box with a hole in it. Oh, should have been a little bit lower. You've got the razor knife handy. I got one. I don't know if last time I sharpened it.
Sure.
Yeah, time to sharpen.
Don't try this at home.
Close.
Definitely.
There's still other boxes out there if you mess this one up. Then I screw my chuck on. Oh, no. Except not in reverse. I decide on at least 2 colors of paint, sometimes 3, but most of the time I think it's just 2. Couple, couple of 3. I'll put it on too thick and you can see the runs. So this piece will be destined to be sanded off and redone. Purple with copper. I use my darker color. No, I don't. I use my lighter color first. Thin it some. Whoa, it's more than enough. With distilled water. If I don't thin it enough, then I turn the lathe speed up. So I'll probably start with a lower because it looks plenty thin. Start with a lower speed. You don't want to knock over your paint on the lathe. If you do, clean it up right away. Yeah. You turn this on, turn your speed up a bit. Here comes the magic. Oh, wasn't as thin as I thought. There, I got it. And I forgot to bring my hair dryer. Then I use a hair dryer and I dry that and apply another color right away. First time I did one of these, and the next day I reached up for my face mask, and it had red and blue stripes on it. And I thought, oh, we should do something about that. I said, red and blue stripes there and there and there. So I came up with a box method. Okay, we'll go with orange with that. Orange goes good with yellow. So if you get it too thin, then you just slow down your lathe. And I've not had a problem with the paint peeling off or anything, whatever the thickness, unless you make it super thin, then you know right away, oh, that stinks. That don't work. Yes. Yes. Just some things call for distilled water instead of tap water with the impurities and stuff. So I use it on these as well. Like your cosmic cloud paints, the iridescent stuff, it does tell you to use distilled water with that. And then I apply another color. My darker color I use last, and then I'll have my dark color and my light colored rings out here. Hopefully. The orange didn't show up as good on here, did it? Did it look all right, or I'll put something else on it?
They like how it's still wet and it's been wet. Well, like an iron.
I'm just getting the one. One thing good about these jet lathes as well as the Powermatic lathes, if you turn this controller all the way down to 0, you know next time when you turn it on, it's not going to be full speed. If you were turning stuff like this and had the high speed on, and then you were going to rough turn a bowl in the morning and accidentally turn that on and it'd be 3,200 RPM, that's not too good. But, so if you turn that knob all the way down to 0, oh, damn it. You didn't use reverse. Oh. Excuse me. What's that? When you called me 70 in that video before, nearly 70 carpenter. I'm just now 69. Well, the purple, of course, I just dipped the yellow paint in there and used the purple, but brown, I reckon. But whatever, it's all right. And I would sand this down again on the outside and then apply finish of your choice. About 3-pound shellac usually on this. It works pretty good, especially on the kind of darker woods. It works really good. We used to use Flatland Woodturners finish, which is the original Woodturners finish, which is shellac based, but it's not for sale in the U.S. anymore. It appears. Couple of people used to carry it. Craft Supplies used to carry it as well as someone else. God damn it. Another wood turning supplier. But anyhow, yeah. Yeah. With the hair dryer. Yeah. Yeah. And with the spray paints, they dry pretty fast. But if I take a little break, then I don't have to worry about it because I have a habit of getting too close with a heat gun is way too much heat, but the hair dryer works pretty good. But if you get too close, you will bubble it up. So I just kind of try to wait for it a little bit.
We think with the profile of the pre-side calendar we have next month and doing this type of finish, do you think the profile of those 3 columns will have it's hard to flow of that?
I don't know. I was wondering about that, and I thought I'll just make a lidded box out of it and turn the color at the top. Then I happen to have a set of big pin jaws that only go down to about 1.5 inches. I'm fortunate enough that I can afford to get the things I want to play with. And then I put it on there. It turned the tenant off. Sir? Well, you can do the cosmic cloud with that because you're not spinning it. Then I'll turn this off and angle it in, cove it in slightly, and I'll usually use the 1/4-inch Wagner tool and put some decoration on the bottom along with a couple of little lines from the chisel and burn it with some Corian. Corian works really good for, or not, yeah, Corian. No. Plastic laminate for mica. Used to, you could pick up those samples that worked real good in stores, but now I think you about got to beg them for samples. They want your name, address, and phone number. And probably your email. Rivers. Then you put your insert in there and a candle. And that's it. Thank you. Thank you. I think maybe I will go a little bit deeper on this too. That's why I left everything intact, but it doesn't. I didn't mean to bring that chuck. What's that? Sometimes I did with that purple because I dipped it right out of the jug. It wasn't thinned at all. With the others, maybe 1600. You kind of check. You can go slowly, like I did on that first one. It didn't spin out, and so I went up 500 or 600 RPM, and then it did 2200 RPM or something. But you really don't want your paint too thin, that because then I think you might get some peeling effect off of it. Sir? Less than that, probably. Yeah. Probably shouldn't go over a half as far as that goes. That's with most of the acrylics. And they do make acrylic thinner, which is probably distilled water. But you can pay $5 or $6 for it.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Dump pools into the bucket. Without any protection on the end.
Right. On some of my buckets, I've got a piece of foam on the bottom.